What is the Delta model? The Delta model is a competency model that represents the variety of different skills and attributes an individual must possess in order to be successful as a 21st century legal professional. We've chosen to use the simple image of a triangle to represent the three areas that we think are most crucial to creating that success. The base of the triangle represents the traditional notion of learning how to think like a lawyer and having deep understanding of the law. The right side of the triangle represents the growing importance that's being placed on understanding the business of law and legal operations. The left side of the triangle represents those personal effectiveness skills necessary for a lawyer to relate to and understand and even communicate with a client as well as our colleagues. The Delta model is built off the notion of a T-shaped attorney, a term that was coined in 2014 by Imani Smathers and gained significant attention in the past 5 years, and rightly so. It recognizes that a lawyer is not just about being a legal thinker and having a legal mind, but that we must also be effective in the delivery of our legal services. And in doing so, we have to not only have deep expertise and understanding the law, but we must also have an appreciation and understanding of related areas to our practice. Amani identified a number of different areas, including technology, data analytics, and process improvement, just to name a few. We really liked this model because it recognized that lawyering is more than just thinking like a lawyer. But we also wanted to shine a brighter spotlight on the importance of skills related to emotional intelligence and communication. And so we put the T-shaped model on its side and added this third area of personal effectiveness skills. What we realized in doing so is that we've also created a model that's more dynamic and inclusive because we can put a shifting midpoint into this triangle that can move depending on the varying depth of degree of skill that someone has to have that depends on the position or the organization at which they work. So if someone graduates and moves into becoming a first-year associate in big law, they're going to have tons of resources at their fingertips and may not necessarily need to have a depth of skill in technology in order to provide their legal services. They'll have somebody who can help them with that. But if someone graduates and becomes a solo practitioner, having access to those technology skills and knowing how to use the new tools available to us to create more efficient delivery of legal services becomes imperative. But in addition, since the increased use and reliance of technology, the legal profession is also changing and new roles are being created. So we need a model that not only represents those competencies necessary to be a good lawyer, but also those competencies that are necessary to be successful in legal operations and to be a legal technologist or a legal solutions architect. And so by creating this shifting midpoint, we've inadvertently created a model that can represent all of those different positions. We simply shift the midpoint to better reflect the depth of skill that each of these positions needs. We'd like to tell you a lot more about the Delta model, and so we've created a few more videos below. We talk about why we think it's so important to have this more dynamic and inclusive model, as well as how we think that this model is going to positively impact our profession. In each of these videos, we'd like to hear from you. What do you think about this model? What makes sense to you? What doesn't make sense? Would anybody like to use it as a pilot and try it out as your organization's competency model, or maybe even as a basis for curriculum at your law school? Please comment below or contact us at the information that is provided on this website.